Once upon a time, deep in the woods, there lived a happy little family. There was a mother, a father, and two little children, a boy named Hansel,
Hello.
and a girl named Gretel.
Hello.
The father was a woodcutter, and though he made very little, the family was happy. Day after day, the father would head into the forest and return only when it became too dark to see. Sometimes, when he was deep in the woods, he could smell fresh baked bread. And though it made him hungry, he never looked for the source of the smell, for the father knew that the forest was magical, but not all that dwelled inside of it was good. It was not long after this that a great famine struck their land, and there became very little to eat or drink. The mother became desperate and begged the father to send the children away. "You fool! We will all starve!" "I won't hear any more of this. I cannot send the children away." Little did the two parents know that Hansel and Gretel were listening to their fighting. Lying in their bed, they worried their father would change his mind and send them away. A few days later, their father left for work, and their mother asked them to get ready for a picnic in the woods. The two children became worried.
Hansel, something is wrong with Mother. She is acting strangely. I'm scared. Don't worry, Gretel. We will be all right. I have a plan so we can get back home to Father. All right, Hansel. I trust you.
Two children followed their mother into the forest. Clever Hansel began dropping breadcrumbs along their path so that they might remember where they had been. Deeper and deeper they went until they reached a place they haven't been before. Suddenly, their mother stopped. "This looks like a lovely place for lunch. Here, children, sit down by the fire and rest. I will go collect more wood and bring it back." Hansel and Gretel lay down by the fire their mother had made and ate their little bit of food. They waited for their mother to return, and they waited, and they waited, and they waited. But she never came.
Oh, Gretel, it is dark out, and Mother hasn't returned. If it was light, we could see my breadcrumbs, but we cannot see them in the dark. What shall we do? Don't worry, Hansel. We will be all right. We just need to stay together. If we keep walking, you will find your trail of breadcrumbs eventually. I am sure Father is looking for us too.
The two children started walking through the forest. They held hands so as not to lose one another in the dark. But no matter how hard they searched, they could not find the breadcrumbs. After walking for many hours, Hansel smelled the scent of fresh baked gingerbread. Do you smell that, Gretel? It smells so good. Surely if we follow our noses, we will be able to reach whoever made the gingerbread. Maybe they will be able to help us. I am incredibly hungry. I hope they will let us eat some. And so the children followed their nose, which led them deeper into the forest. The closer they got, the more wonderful it smelled. Finally, after walking a long way, they reached a house. In the morning light, it looked as though the entire house they had reached was made of gingerbread and candy. Oh, it's the most marvelous thing I've ever seen. Can you believe it, Hansel? Do you think it's real? There is only one way to find out. It is real, and it's so good. The hungry children ran around the house eating bits of gingerbread and candy. While they were stuffing themselves full of sweets, the owner of the home came back to rest along the long night in the woods. "Nibble, nibble like a mouse. Who is nibbling at my house?" "So it is little children who are munching on my walls. You must be very hungry to have been eating so. The morning air is still cold. Why don't you come inside and warm yourselves by my fire?" You mean you're not angry with us? We can stay? Of course not, dear ones. You are so sweet. How could I be angry? If you are hungry, I will gladly feed you. You may stay for as long as you like. The children followed the old woman inside, and she made them a great big pot of stew and fresh baked bread. Hansel and Gretel ate until they could eat no more.
Thank you for feeding us, kind lady, but we must go home now. Our father will be missing us.
Oh, but children, you look so weak. I do not think you'll be able to find your way home through the forest. You are too skinny and pale. You will surely collapse before you get back to your father. Stay with me for a few days and rest. Hansel and Gretel were still pretty tired from walking through the forest all day. Would it hurt so much to stay for a few days more?
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to stay a while longer. It might be best to stay here and wait for Father to find us.
The old woman smiled and led them back inside her home. A few days soon turned into weeks, and the children forgot that they should be getting home. They lived blissfully, stuffing their faces with candy and sweets until one terrible night, Gretel wakes up and cannot find her brother.
Hansel? Hansel? Hansel, where are you?
Hansel was not in his bed. Gretel quietly creeps down the stairs to peer into the kitchen. There she sees the most awful thing. Feed them up nice and plump and add a dash of salt. Sweet little children make sweet little meats for my pantry vault. I'll eat them up, and when they're through, I'll find some more kids to chew. Gretel was very frightened, but she gathered up all her courage for what she was about to do.
Ah! Leave my brother alone!
With a mighty yell, Gretel dashed down the stairs and shoved the witch into her boiling cauldron.
Quick, Hansel, you need to wake up! I need to find the key!
Hansel awoke and realized that he was in a cage. He looked around quickly and pointed to the wall where some keys were dangling. Gretel snatched them up and finally found the one to unlock the door. As soon as Hansel was free, they both rushed out of the house and into the surrounding woods. They ran for what seemed like hours when suddenly, "Hansel! Gretel!" Hansel and Gretel stopped in their tracks. They knew that voice.
Father, is that really you?
Oh, Hansel, Gretel, when your mother told me what she had done, I threw her out of the house, and I've been trying to find you ever since.
Hansel and Gretel were overjoyed to be reunited with their loving father, and though they still did not have much, they still had each other.